On October 13th, 1994, 5 and 8-year-old siblings Eric Morse and Derek Lemon were lured to a vacant apartment on the 14th floor of the Clarence Darrow Homes, which was a public housing project ran by the Chicago Housing Authority, better known as the C.H.A. The brothers were lured by 10-year-old Jesse Rankins and 11-year-old Tykees Johnson. Rankins and Johnson asked the brothers if they would like to see their clubhouse. Yet the true intentions of the pair were devastatingly more sinister. According to later police reports, Rankins and Johnson brought the brothers to the location with the sole purpose of throwing 5-year-old Eric Morse out of the window for refusing to steal candy for the pair on the previous day. Once inside the vacant apartment, again the pair asked the boys to steal candy for them, and again the boys refused. Rankins and Johnson knocked out the wood that was boarding up the window inside of the vacant apartment. So Rankins and Johnson dangled Eric out of the window, yet Derek pulled his brother back to safety. But again, Rankins and Johnson grabbed Eric and dangled him out of another window inside of the room. Derek grabbed Eric's hand, and Rankins and Johnson let go of Eric. As Derek struggled to pull Eric back up, Johnson bit Derek's hand, and Derek lost grip of Eric. 5-year-old Eric fell. Eric suffered massive head injuries and transitioned at 7:56 p.m. at Weiler's Children's Hospital. According to police, Rankins said that it was on the way home from Doolittle Elementary School that Johnson suggested that they find Eric and take him to the vacant C.H.A. apartment and throw him out the window. Rankins and Johnson were also apparently upset that Eric and Derek had told their mom that Rankins and Johnson were strong-arming them for refusing to steal. Rankins agreed to help Johnson. After admitting their crimes, the boys were sent to the Juvenile Detention Center at 1100 South Hamilton. Ten-year-old Jesse Rankins had an extensive arrest record before he helped kill Eric Morse. In April of 1994, Rankins was picked up on charges of unlawful use of a weapon and unlawful possession of a weapon. On May 9th, 1994, Rankins was arrested on aggravated battery charges. On July 21st, 1994, Rankins was charged with theft of a valuable worth more than $300. Rankins had also been picked up for a solicitation charge. On the same day, his co-defendant, Johnson, was picked up on charges of theft. So Johnson had a previous arrest record as well. C.H.A. residents and the family of Eric Morse believe that not only is the C.H.A. partially responsible for Rankins and Johnson gaining access to the vacant C.H.A. unit, that Digby Security Agency, which provided security to C.H.A. residents at the time, and C.H.A.'s management company were all liable due to their failure to screen visitors to the building and for failing to secure the vacant apartment. Attorneys for the C.H.A. argue that Eric's death was a criminal act and not one of civil negligence. Yet Rankins and Johnson testified that the apartment door was open on the day of the tragedy. According to C.H.A. employees, crews had boarded up the unit that Eric fell from hours before he fell. Apartment 1405, where the incident took place, was reboarded 3 times in April, according to a C.H.A. spokesperson. Now, this may seem like an isolated incident, An unforeseeable tragedy that could have been prevented, which is partially a correct statement. Preventable? Yes. Isolated? No. On June 10, 1985, 5-year-old Shavanna McCann's family was switching rental units inside of the C.H.A.'s Henry Horner homes on the west side when Shavanna was lured into an unsecured vacant apartment inside of the public housing complex. Shavanna was sexually assaulted, then thrown out of a 13-story window. Shavanna was rushed to Cook County Hospital, where she later died as a result of a fractured skull and massive internal injuries. Shavanna's killer was 17-year-old Johnny Freeman. Freeman eventually confessed to pushing the child out of the window to prevent her from telling about the sexual assault. School officials are said to have repeatedly asked Freeman's mother to get him psychological help, though according to Freeman's mother, she never did. According to news reports, Freeman was identified on scene as the last person seen with Shavanna. The witness pointed to Freeman, and Freeman began to run. A police officer chased after Freeman while an angry mob followed close behind. In the case of Freeman, the C.H.A. admitted that the apartment was unsecure. So seeing as how this was 9 years before the case of Eric Morse, you would think that a stringent board-up/lock-up vacant apartment policy would become the norm, or at least the bare minimum for C.H.A. C.H.A.'s chief, Vince Lane, testified in the case of Eric Morse that the C.H.A.'s policy of boarding up abandoned apartments was ignored before Morse's death and apparently before Shavanna's death as well. Rakins and Johnson were convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to the maximum term of 5 years. Illinois enacted a law that lowered the age from 13 to 10 years old, which offenders could be sentenced to prison. Some, including the boys' lawyers, argued that Rakins and Johnson should be held in a treatment center. Others, such as the prosecution, defended that Rakins and Johnson were just too dangerous to be held in anything less than a maximum security facility. The family of Eric Morse was paid $800,000 by Digby Detective and Security Agency and $2.1 million by the C.H.A. and its management company. Johnny Freeman was convicted of aggravated kidnapping, criminal sexual assault, aggravated criminal sexual assault, and murder. He received life without the possibility of parole.